Hey, good afternoon. This is Jeb Smith, residential real estate broker here in Southern California. And today I want to talk about making an offer on a property. And more specifically, how you make an offer more enticing or more attractive to a seller in the market that we're in to help your offer stand out amongst others in multiple offer situations. So that ultimately you can get the property that you're looking for. So, in Southern California, we've been in a seller's market for, let's say, the last 7 years, and a lot of multiple offer situations come up. So as a buyer, how do you stand out amongst the competition? I'm going to give you a list of things that I go over with buyers when writing up offers for them. And these are in no particular order. And with that being said, we're not going to talk about price, right? So we're just going to assume that the property's priced right from the beginning, because that's the most important piece of the puzzle. And you should have a real estate agent working for you, a professional that knows the area, that knows the comparables, that can give you an idea of what the price is, or what the home is worth. So assuming you already know that and you're writing an offer, what are the other things that you can do to help your offer stand out? And the first thing is have your agent contact the listing agent. That is number one, right? So your buyer's agent should reach out to the listing agent to find out what is important to the seller. A lot of sellers need more time. Maybe they're selling a property, need to buy something else. Maybe they need to rent back on a property. Maybe price, money is the only thing that they're interested in. So have your agent reach out to figure out what is the thing that they're looking for, so that you can build your offer around that, right? So if you know that they need more time in the offer, you can offer a longer term escrow, and so on and so forth. So number one, have your agent reach out to them. That's probably the most important piece. I said these were in no order, but that is probably number one. And then as we go down the contract, so we kind of talked about escrow term, but let's talk about that again. So, in an offer, assuming you don't know what the seller is looking for, in California, we make offers, or we write offers. The typical time frame on a escrow period is somewhere between 30 and 45 days. So, generally speaking, that is where you want to be with regards to your escrow period when writing an offer, because that's going to be, in line with where everyone else is. And if you can tighten up that time frame and make it shorter, maybe you do that just to help your offer stand out a little bit from the competition. Secondly, shorten contingency time frames. So, in California, the residential purchase agreement is written that you have 17 days to release all of the contingencies outside of the loan, which is 21 days. As a listing agent, when countering buyers' offers, a lot of times I counter those contingency periods to 10 days, giving the loan 17 days. This tightens up those time frames, gets the buyer committed earlier, and allows the seller to, breathe a sigh of relief, if you will, and kind of know that the transaction's going to move forward. So as a buyer, if you're able to tighten those time frames up to begin with, it may help your offer stand out amongst other offers that may be on the table at that time. In writing offers too, another thing is, the third thing would be, don't ask for the Section 1 clearance on the termite report as part of the offer. Make it part of your request for repair. So you want to make the offer as clean as possible when presenting it over. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to ask for it, but when 3 other people have asked for termite Section 1 as part of their offer and you don't make it part of your offer is going to stand out. Now, again, you can always come back and ask for it as part of the request for repairs, which is typically what we do. But if you're trying to stand out and make a clean offer, that is one of the items that you can do in order to enhance your offer. Fourth thing would be that you could do would be give the seller their choices of services, right? So a lot of buyers agents come in, try to pick who the escrow company is, who the title company is going to be. Find out from the agent when you have that initial conversation, who do you use for escrow, who do you use for title, so that you can write those into the contract, and those are items that they don't have to counter back to you as part of a counter offer, right? So if you have the offer as clean as possible, you've already put in their escrow company, you've already put in their title company, you're at a price that is competitive, and you know what's important to the seller, maybe they just accept your offer outright and don't need to counter you at all. So this kind of gives you a leg up on the competition just by having, a well-written offer to start. And then another thing you can do, and these are, this is probably goes right along with contacting the agent up front, is write a buyer letter, right? Write a letter to the seller, tell them what you like about the property, why you fell in love with it, give them examples of the home, compliment them in their design, the property, etc. Whatever it is that helps you tie some emotion to the seller, right? Because people, they buy emotionally, they justify logically. The same thing is with sellers, right? Sellers, it's an emotional process, right? So there's an emotional tie to it, and so you want to tie into that emotion. What can you do to get into the emotional side of the seller? You can compliment them for one, but you can also write why you love the property. If they raise children in the home, and you have children, you can relate to that, right? That's going to tie into the emotion. That's going to help you stand out amongst somebody who didn't write a letter at all. And then next is do a video. If, a lot of people are scared of video. I get it. Hell, I'm scared of video, but I still do it. But video is another way to stand out amongst the competition, because no one is doing video these days. I have clients occasionally who are comfortable with it, do video, put the kids on video, put the pets in the video, and tell the seller what you love about the home. If you're at the home, you can actually film it in their home while you're showing the home, just, and let the emotion speak for itself. And then take this video, send it to the listing agent, and have them present it to the seller with the offer, or maybe before the offer, or while you're in negotiation, just to give them an idea of who's buying their home, right? So a lot of people want to know who's buying my home. I know there's 2 names on the contract. I've been told they have kids, but who are they? Because this is important to a lot of people, and ultimately will help you stand out amongst the competition. So, if you're in the process of making an offer, make sure you're working with a real estate professional. Make sure you're working with somebody who does this full time. I know I've talked about this in videos, but that is very important, because that in itself will help you stand out amongst the competition. If you're using an agent, that's not familiar with the business, who only does this part-time, there's a lot of boxes that go unchecked. There's a lot of errors in the purchase agreement. I see it all the time. I'm constantly having to correct people on making an offer. They're missing documentation, so on and so forth. So just make sure you're working with a professional. And then the last thing you can do, or your agent can do, is make sure they're submitting a full package with the offer, right? Your pre-approval letter. You should be pre-approved when making an offer, so your pre-approval letter should be there. If you're putting a down payment, proof of funds, so provide documentation that you actually have the funds to close. Submit that with the offer. Submit that along with your cover letter. The agent should be writing a cover letter as well. Just a full package, one attachment sent over with all the documentation necessary. That not only helps the agent make an informed decision, or not really an informed decision, but it helps the agent look at the full picture so that they can recommend to their client your offer versus other offers. And then lastly, if you have questions about the real estate process, feel free to contact me directly. Even if you're working, I can't give you advice if you're working with a real estate agent, but I'm happy to answer any questions that I'm able to ask. If you're out of market, you need to be referred to someone in your market, please again, reach out to me. I network with a lot of top professionals across the country and would love the opportunity to help you out as well. So if you like this video, please do me a favor, like the video, comment. If you have questions, feel free to comment below, or you can contact me directly. And if you like the content, subscribe to my channel. Would love to have you watching other videos. And as always, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.